This is Marvel's Midnight Suns. I have been looking forward to this game for ages because as an avid XCOM player who has probably bought that game, different versions and iterations of that game more times than any other game in my entire history as a player, as an XCOM fan, I just really, really wanted to see what Firaxis was going to do next. And honestly, just from the get-go, I'll tell you, I consider this game a triumph. It really surprised me in a lot of ways, partly because you'll know if you watch my stream or watch my videos a lot, that I get very impatient with the narrative bits of games a lot of the time. Like, you know, if you've got some really engaging, exciting mechanical gameplay and then the game stops and says, let's let the characters talk about their feelings, I just start hammering through it, not reading dialogue, not reading lore. I just want to put it behind me. In Midnight Suns, I love every bit of it. I'm having a great time. So the game, to just sort of give you a rough overview, the game has the same kind of sort of structure that, say, an XCOM does, where you're going back and forth between tactical combat and maintaining your base. But rather than doing a sort of a strategic base maintenance experience, they have you living in a house full of superheroes, and you're basically running around and sort of, yeah, some of the things you're doing are like crafting items and making strategic choices about your team's capabilities. But a lot of it is also just interpersonal dialogue and making friends and complimenting people. And I assumed that that was going to be unexciting for me and that I would not be very engaged in it. And I was pleasantly surprised that I actually really like that part of the game too. And so what I was thinking I would do, I want to avoid spoilers because I actually am really engaged with the story, and I think that a lot of other players like me probably would be too. So I'm going to avoid, to the degree that I can, avoid spoiling major parts of the game. I don't have full control over that. Sometimes the other characters decide they want to progress a story, and I'm just sort of along for the ride. But for the most part, I'm going to try to do very normal things today and just basically walk you through a day in the life of the Hunter. So this is the Hunter. This is the kind of the one character that was created just for the game. All the other characters, all the other major characters in the game are all characters that you probably know and love from Marvel comics or TV shows or movies. In fact, I feel like they deliberately chose characters that the broader audience would likely already have a connection to. People that they, could more easily invest in because they already have thoughts and opinions about them. So as of right now, I believe that, have I just woken up or am I about to go to bed? I actually forgot how I set this up. Okay, I'm about to go to bed. So this is the evening here at the Abbey. You can see the sky is just a little dimmer. People are just sort of relaxing at the bar. You might recognize some of these characters. That's Nico Minoru from Runaways. That's Magic, who you might know from the New Mutants. This is Ghost Rider over here, the iteration of Ghost Rider that appeared in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's Peter Parker over there in the blue hoodie. They're all just hanging out. We've got Tony Stark here playing video games because, he's a cool guy. Cool guys play video games. But I've got nothing else I want to do, so I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not going to tell you too much about the background of the Hunter. I've got a connection to the main villain of the story, and everyone is kind of depending on me to sort of be the focal point of our resistance to this oppressive villain. You'll notice I've changed my clothes. That's because I've unlocked a bunch of clothes, and I've decided that I want my character to change her clothes every day, because that just feels right. I don't know. So I walk out into the Abbey, and now it's daylight outside. Everyone has scattered from the main room. Well, most of them have. I've got my dog. Hello, Charlie.
Good girl, Charlie.
Oh, good girl. So you'll notice, so I just did a perfectly normal little pet the dog kind of interaction. There is a pet the dog interaction. I didn't have that available right now. I had a praise the dog interaction. So this game, it does 2 times the positive dog interactions that you normally see. But each time I do that, it actually gives me this arcane knowledge stat, and it also levels up my friendship with Charlie. And as I level up the friendship with Charlie, this dog becomes more capable, and there's certain battles that I bring that dog into where the dog can support me better if I've leveled up the dog. So I just want to level up the dog every day. That just means, each day I come out and I praise the dog, and the dog sometimes gives me a reward. These guys are hanging out here. Oh, hey, looks like Tony has got a problem. He wants me to help him, so I'm going to push A to help this hero.
Hey, can I ask a favor?
So he's saying every hero knows that it's the person inside the suit that's important, but the gear helps. So, okay, so he's asking me to do something for him. He wants me to craft a rare ability for him. And so these little opportunities, some of these help interactions, sometimes they just give you a binary choice to make, and depending on which choice you make, you get a different reward. In this case, he's actually giving me sort of a minor mission to accomplish. And if I do it, I'm going to get some friendship XP with him. He's going to get a combat bonus, which is a temporary thing. And I'm going to get additional willpower. Okay, cool. Well, that sounds valuable. So crafting a rare ability for Tony Stark. That is something that is done down here in the Forge. This is a demon-powered forge at the heart of the Abbey where we live. It's great. It's got a big fire in there, and the fire has got some kind of evil thing that I luckily don't have to interact with. But I do interact with the anvil.
Oh, you are gonna love this.
Okay, so yesterday I researched a new forge upgrade, which is called the Armory. So I've just completed the Armory, and I find that out when I go and interact with this for the first time. And now I've got to decide what else I want to research. So let's see, we've got one called The Best of Us, which gives me some new combat items. The Borderline suit I could make, except I'm not friends enough with Nico yet. So this is a special suit of mine that I can unlock if I become better friends with Nico. So I need to focus on becoming better friends with Nico. Let's see here. This is a new war room schematic, which means that, I can interrogate Hydra enemies. Okay, that'll unlock a new option for me on my missions. Alien alloys. This will let me, run 2 hero ops at a time. That's a mechanic I'll tell you about in a minute. That's one I really like, actually. I've been nervous about sort of falling behind the curve on those. And then the threat room. That is something I can build in the sort of training yard that lets me earn XP in the combat arena. Okay. I think I want alien alloys, though. That's the one that sort of that appeals to me the most. So I'm going to start that research. Okay, that was the most urgent thing I needed to take care of, assigning new research. But now I've got all these other things that I can do, including the thing that Tony asked me to do, which is called ability crafting.
What are we building today?
So whenever you do something like this, they try to involve the characters.
You have much experience with sniffing?
As much as they can.
Perhaps you should put your suit on for this.
They're talking a lot.
You think I got the suit, Doc?
I'm going to turn down the volume on these guys so that I can talk over them a little bit. This setting, so I'm going to try to craft something for Tony in just a minute. But this setting is something that it reminds me of one of my favorite moments that I had with the writing of this game, which was basically you see this animation that they're doing where Tony hammers on this chunk of metal a few times, and then Doctor Strange does some magic to it. And then Tony looks back and he hammers on the metal. Now, this is something that normally you would ignore as a player. It's like, oh yeah, this is just the background of this UI. It's kind of cute showing that these characters are working on this thing. But the first time I did it, the dialogue the two were saying was actually making fun of the animation. Basically, Tony was going, yep, I'm just going to hammer on this piece of metal. And Doctor Strange is like, you're not going to use some, advanced materials science or invent some new technology because you're Tony Stark. He's like, nope, I'm just here to hammer on this metal and then you do magic to it. You do magic to it and you make it into an item. And Doctor Strange is like, and he gets really exasperated. And I'm like, this dialogue is making fun of the animation, which means, so usually a video game dialogue, because it takes so long to record. Oh, here it goes. He's saying the line.
That's all I can expect of your contribution, then? No materials analysis, no tactical projections, nothing? Nope. I'm feeling hands-on today. Just gonna hammer stuff and see how it goes. You do your thing, though. This is why I despise group projects.
That's right. He says he despises group projects. So, anyway, so the thing that's miraculous about this is usually the dialogue for video game has to be written really far in advance. It is expensive to schedule recording time with actors. You have to integrate all of the dialogue after it's recorded. It's this big, huge deal. And I remember on State of Decay 2, poor Andy, because we had so much dialogue to write, and we had to spread it out across the entire project. So he had to start writing a lot of the core dialogue before the gameplay even worked. He had never even seen the game in action, and he had to write dialogue for imaginary gameplay. And so the thing that I loved about seeing that joke, not only did I think it was funny, making fun of this animation by having Tony just and Dr. Sage remark on how useless Tony is being to the process. It also meant that this writer got to see this animation in action, in the game, in context, thought it was funny, wrote a line for it, and then the line was recorded and it got into the game. This is one reason why when a game gets delayed, which this game was a couple of times, like, I celebrate. I'm so excited because the reason they were probably able, this is my guess, I don't know anything about, I'm not an insider into this studio, but I'm betting the reason that line exists is because they got delayed. I bet that this part of the game was in place, had been working for a long time. The writer thought it was funny and decided to write a funny line making fun of it, and they had the time to do that and integrate the line. And so that just, like, it shows not only just the benefits of having a nice long dev cycle with plenty of polish, but also, like, I don't know, just the importance of actually integrating writers with the process. Like, not just having them writing in a little dark room somewhere separate from the game. The writers should be playing the game, involved in the game, and sort of seeing every part of it, because then they can have the same perspective on the game that you do, and they can write things that are appropriate for the experience you're having. Anyway, that is a very long-winded way to just get into this particular weird mechanic, but I just it was such a miraculous moment to me when I saw the way that they had written this part of the game. I just had to share it. It's such a tiny little piece of dialogue, too, but I just had to share it. By the way, I should mention that Awesome Twitch Dude just jumped into the chat. Even though I'm streaming at an unusual time, I appreciate you showing up and hanging out with me, or Awesome Twitch Dude. Anyway, Tony wanted me to craft him a rare ability. And so there is this item called a blueprint that I've been collecting for a while. I don't have any rare blueprints, though. So Heads Up is the only rare ability of his that I have, that I've unlocked, and so it's the only one that I can craft. But if I want a rare blueprint, what I'm going to need to do is go to the Blueprint Exchange and take a couple of my common blueprints and craft it into a rare blueprint. So this is going to cost some of my, like, essences, which are my basic building block resources for my character's abilities. I'm going to craft a rare blueprint, which I had never done before. But luckily the UI for this is very straightforward and understandable. Then I come over here and I craft Heads Up. And so now I've got this new ability for Tony. So I believe if I get out of here right now, Tony, he's only there for that particular animation. He actually, I think, is probably back where he was before. So let's run back to where he was before and complete that mission for him. So I completed it.
Thanks, Hunter.
So yeah, I got some friendship XP. That's great. So I'm so glad I did that. Anyway, let's go back and see everything else that the Forge does. So what happens? So basically, every day has got a structure to it. In the morning, you sort of do your very practical work, like, doing things like building things, researching things, sending people on solo missions, stuff like that. You get all that work done, then you go on a mission in the middle of the day. The mission is a tactical gameplay. And then after that, you do a lot of social stuff in the evening as characters are sort of winding down and relaxing. And so you kind of get into this really, like, it's a very sort of strong pattern to your life. You really kind of know what's expected of you moment to moment. But then they vary the content a lot, and they keep adding new mechanics to the game to sort of like to make it interesting. Even so basically they're getting all the benefits of having a predictable pattern that your life follows, and then they're getting variety by just making the content really interesting and different, and writing and designing a whole bunch of different experiences within that framework. So anyway, other things I need to do include gamma coil analysis. Gamma coils, they are the sort of the main reward you get for going on missions, and they unlock ability cards for characters. So we're going to analyze a coil. And it's going to pop out these 4 cards. I'm going to look at what they are. Ooh, and when one of them is brand new, I've never seen it before, they give it a special little sort of introduction. So this is a knockback attack for magic. So I'm definitely grabbing that one. And then I already own 2 of this blast attack for Iron Man. I already own 2 of all of these, actually, which means that if I get another one, I'll be using it to upgrade an ability. So I'm going to grab that one and confirm. Cool, and now we can study an artifact.
Found another artifact, Hunter?
which I believe fuels my my overall research. Oh yeah, so it gives me, okay, it unlocks some attack essences and heroic essences, like these essences that I use to unlock character and upgrade character abilities. It gave me a blueprint so I can craft abilities, and it gave me an artifact. And I believe, yes, that has leveled up my research level, which means it's unlocked new research for the future. Now, I'm already researching something, but now, not only can I do level 4 research, which is what I've been doing, but I can do level 5 research, including advanced materials. So, great. We'll find out what that is later. Finally, forge upgrades. So because I just unlocked the armory, I can't afford the armory, though. I only have 66 credits, as you can see up there. So if I want the armory, which gives me challenge missions, apparently, I'm going to need to get myself some credits. So let's keep that in mind, that I want to get credits. All right, I think I'm done in the forge. Sometimes there's little collectibles scattered around, but it doesn't look like there's any in here today. So we'll head back out. Next stop, let's go to the yard. So this is the yard. Blade is the main person who hosts this spot. The way that Doctor Strange and Tony Stark host the forge. This is where I use those essences most. So first off, let me do some daily sparring. Daily sparring, I pick one of the characters and I decide to spar with them, which levels up our friendship and also gives me other abilities. Like for instance, today, critical damage. Somebody's going to get more critical damage when I spar with them. So the one of the you can't spar with people too like rapidly in a row, and people who are unavailable, who are off doing something else, I can't grab them. So it looks like Nico, Captain Marvel, and Magic I've trained with recently, but I haven't trained with Strange in a while, and our friendship isn't that great. So let's pick him.
Even a sorcerer supreme can rest on the floor.
And it's not something you play out. You just do it. You get a neat screenshot, and then you're done. But we've got some bonuses, so it's great. So it's just this routine where you just are constantly accumulating these rewards, and like everything you do is positive. It's kind of fun. Okay, so we've just.
Caretaker said I need to be a team player, so I guess I'm letting you choose for me too.
So we got this this new blast card. We just got this from that gamma coil, and so because I've got more than 30 attack essence available, I can merge this blast card with another blast card to make an upgraded blast card.
Constant innovation. That's the Stark promise.
And so basically it just does double damage. So all of these cards, when you upgrade them, something happens. Like for instance, Heads Up gives you 2 extra redraws during combat, which is, you'll see how combat works in a minute, when you upgrade it. Or this one lets you draw an extra card after you use it. And all of these abilities do stuff like that. I know that I also grabbed a new card for Magic, but it looks like I probably can't afford. Oh no! That's right. I got her a new card that I don't have a duplicate of, so I can't upgrade this card yet until I get another one. But this one's going to get a damage bonus if I upgrade it. Soul Slash gives an extra move if I upgrade it. So all of these cards, they're really interesting. They all do interesting little variants of the same basic set of things, and then when you upgrade them, they all find their own different little ways to get better. All right, so that's enough upgrading for now. Now I'm going to head over to where Captain Marvel is running Hero Ops.
Repetition builds instinct, and instinct guided by a clear mind is the ultimate advantage.
Okay, yeah, so I sent... so basically these Hero Ops are little off-screen missions that you send characters on.
I'd say send them out for the experience, but I think we're past that.
So we've got... so I just unlocked a new card for Doctor Strange because he went on a mission. That's great. And he gets a little... As a reward, he gets a little comic book cover, which... These are silly. I like them. And now... I've got 2 hero missions available, but they cost intel. You have to spend the intel resource. And you can see I've only got 3 intel up here, so I don't have enough for either of these. And this one's going to expire in a day. So I might not get to do that one. Because unfortunately, I don't have any new caches of intel to decrypt. So I'm probably going to lose access to that hero bonus. And to that hero op. And that kind of makes me sad. Now, the next thing I could do is actually go on a mission. But before I do that, let's look around a little bit more at my options. So, it looks like Spider-Man actually wants to talk to me. So we're gonna go back and talk to Spider-Man. There he is. Hey there, Peter. What's up?
I have something for you.
A care package from Aunt May?
Nope, it's components.
Components for shop class.
Almost as good.
Okay, so I had actually forgotten that he was asking for some components. There are basically these clubs around the Abbey. There's one called Emo Kids, which is like the magic characters, and then some of the sort of tinkering characters like Peter and Ghost Rider. They've got one that they call Shop Class, and there's probably more that I haven't seen yet. But they basically periodically they meet and they give me some kind of reward, but I have to prepare for them in advance by giving them gifts, basically, or giving them resources. Okay, so Peter wanted to talk to me. Sometimes if you check the map, you'll see like if there's any characters out there who want to talk to you. You'll see if there's something open, but it looks like there's nobody else who wants to talk to me. Now, I do have one thing that I can do that I've actually never done before, but let's check this out. So who do I want to become extra special friends with? We had actually decided that Nico was somebody who I needed to have a better friendship with. So she's over at the bar. Because she'll actually unlock a new technology if I become better friends with her. So let's start by complimenting her, which is a thing you can do periodically.
I admire how you have made your own family here.
Oh, thank you. You're the best.
So you can't just use them, spam them on the same character again and again, but they help a little bit with relationships. And then let's invite her to a haven. So as I've been exploring the grounds of the Abbey, I found these locations where you can have like special meetings with characters to really up your friendship. I've never used one before though, so I'm not sure how they work. So let's invite her to a haven. So, okay, so each haven can only be used once, and each hero will only join me in a haven once. Oh, this is kind of scary, actually. So I can take a friend painting with me. Does she paint? I don't know. There's the quiet hill to watch birds, the cheerful hilltop to watch birds, and going mushroom hunting in the moist clearing. Which of those would be the best for her in particular? Like, I'm wondering, does it matter? Will everyone like everything? Because there are definitely some occasions where you get to hang out with a character where what you choose to do with them, you have to kind of choose what activity is appropriate for that character. And if you choose badly, you won't get nearly as much benefit from it. So I know she's into like magic and stuff. So like maybe mushroom hunting, hunting for regents. Except that it's magic herself. It's Ileana Rasputin that usually wants reagents from me. Watching birds might be okay. I don't know if anybody here paints. I haven't noticed anyone talking about painting. Watching birds, though, that's an activity that I can do in 2 different places. So if I'm wrong, I can use it again on somebody else. Let's go with the quiet hill.
Of all the changes you had to deal with, at least the music is better.
So I'm a character from like I think like the 17th century, and I spent a lot of time dead, and so I'm kind of just getting accustomed to the modern world. So that's why she's saying the music is better. So should I say, okay, she thinks the music is better, so maybe I should say that I love it, or maybe I should say that I preferred live performances because that's the only kind of music there was in my day. I kind of like that choice, so I'm going to choose this.
Every song I heard was unique. No way to record it, but inside your heart.
Aw, that is the most romantic thing I've ever heard about church hymns and sea shanties.
Do not forget the Bawdy Tavern songs.
If you ever sing them, I wouldn't.
Aw. Oh, I can give her a gift? Ooh. Does she want a skull? I mean, that seems like her style. I think Magic or Blade might like this more. I think she'd like it though, right? Let's give her a skull.
I really needed that.
All right, okay. She did like it. Awesome.
Birds are weird, and that didn't change my mind.
Birds aren't real.
See, Hunter, you're so much more than a weapon. You're fun.
All right, I'll take down the volume a little bit now that we're done doing that. So, okay, so I've got some more friendship experience with her, and I believe... Oh, I love this. So if you try to compliment people too often, it doesn't work as well. And I like that it says compliment again, and it tells me that I complimented her recently. Awesome. So you'll notice that she doesn't have a number.
Well, looky who it is.
On the lower left corner of the screen, you can see she doesn't have a number in her friendship heart. That means that, I believe that means that she's queued up to level up our friendship. And so the next opportunity, we're gonna do a special interaction that levels up our friendship. So the other final thing I want to show you is the grounds themselves. So there's this entire map. So the Abbey is just this building here, but there's this entire map that you can explore. So the southern half of the map is available almost at the outset of the game. The northern half I've never been into because this has basically got almost, I wouldn't call it Metroidvania, but it's almost like a maybe a Zelda-like progression where there are certain obstacles you can only get through after you've unlocked certain abilities. So there's this entire game of exploring the grounds, unlocking new sort of mystical abilities, collecting ingredients, like these mushrooms over here. And then there's just these abilities you unlock that are just specific to exploring the grounds, that unlock more and more of the grounds. And then, and there are things here that benefit the tactical game. Like, there are these chests. I don't know if I'm going to see one. A chest like this. That when you open it, you need to, collect these keys to open the chests. When you open the chest, you get special, abilities and things like that unlocked that do benefit you in combat. And so it all does sort of tie together, because as you track down new rare chests, it gives you more opportunities to level up your combat abilities and to unlock new outfits and stuff like that. But a lot of this stuff is it's self-contained. It's like I've got sort of a game within a game. There's this one spot over here that I am not prepared to progress past, where basically, so I very early on, I did this sort of mystical battle with demon dogs that unlocked a word of power. That if I hold down the right trigger, I can use a word of power to open doors.
Must not be her purview.
And so I ran around opening a bunch of doors, and that was a lot of fun. And that got me through the entire sort of southern half of the Abbey grounds. This is a new word of power. If I touch this, it'll open a portal to a battle that I have to win under some very tight, conditions in order to unlock a new word of power that I can then use to run around and cause all other kinds of havoc. I don't know exactly what it's going to do because I haven't unlocked it yet. But that's going to open up a whole, other... I believe that looking around at the map, I think that this sort of northeastern corridor is unlocked by, probably, by maybe that ability, I think. And then I think there's probably going to be another ability that unlocks this section. And so slowly this place reveals itself, and then I'll get new rewards that are appropriate to my level, as I progress. So everything sort of proceeds in lockstep. You can't just do all of the exploration game before you even start the tactical game. The exploration game is kind of held up by the fact you have to complete a pretty challenging tactical battle to unlock the next ability and make more progress. And so, you got to do tactical stuff, mechanical leveling up in order to unlock each new stage of the exploration. And then when you do the exploration, it unlocks stuff to help with the tactical stuff. So everything in this game is very well tied together. The even though you can think of it as being almost almost three different games. You got a tactical game, you got a social game, and you've got an exploration game. And they're very different from each other. You do not think of, XCOM-like tactical games having a social game inside them, or having an exploration game like this where you're running a character around a world inside them. It's just kind of absurd to merge these very different genres together. But because they do have these little subtle ties in with each other, and because they're all just individually well done, it kind of works, and I'm having a great time. So let's see the actual heart of the game, which is the tactical game. So this right here, this is a story mission. I don't want to do this because I don't want to spoil the story for anybody else who might want to get in and play the game. But let's look at the other options we have. So we got a supply run that's going to be hard, starring Nico. I can tell that because it's got her symbol as its symbol. Over here, Iron Man has got a Capture Hydra agent one. And then over here we got Captain Marvel with Destroy Device. So this one is going to give me an intel cache. This one's going to give me blueprints, and this one's going to give me credits. So you remember, I want credits so that I can install that upgrade. I think it was either to the... Yeah, it might be to the Forge? There was a Forge upgrade that I wanted to get that cost credits. So credits might be a good idea. But also, I'm out of intel, which means I can't launch Hero Ops, and I'm missing out on the opportunities from Hero Ops. And so maybe I want to get intel. Of course, I think the thing I was going to build was going to... No, that was the thing I was researching that was going to expand my access to Hero Ops. So that's the question. So do I want to go with the thing that will get me credits, or do I want to go with the thing that will get me intel? Here's what's cool about this, though, is these are all positive. The worst thing that's happening to me is a missed opportunity. I'm not going to have anything destroyed or lost. Like, this is very similar to Chimera Squad, where I would have to choose what missions I wanted to go on, and each thing I didn't choose had a negative thing that happened as a result of it. So the game had a sense that more negative things are happening than positive things at all times, and you're barely hanging on, which is one vibe you can go for that is, players like that a lot of the time. I liked it in Chimera Squad. This game has decided to go largely positive. Delaying this story mission as long as I want doesn't seem to have any negative effect whatsoever. If I want to just play this game for 4,000 hours and never complete the story, that seems to be a thing I'm allowed to do, as far as I can tell so far. So this one's easy, this one's hard, but I'm about to actually increase the number of Hero Ops I can do at any given time. I probably want more intel. So this is going to be a hard mission, and I don't know if I'm going to do very well at it, but I kind of want that intel, so let's give it a try. So it says that, I have to bring Nico with me, which is good. Maybe that'll help us with our friendship. And I get to choose who else comes with me. So I could bring myself, the hunter, or I could choose... I don't have to bring the hunter. I could do any combination of heroes. Since this is a particularly challenging one, I think I should bring in a couple of my tougher heroes. So let's go with Blade and Captain Marvel, who are some of the ones that I've leveled up the most. And now because I've made enough friends around the base, you'll notice that I've got a combo card that I brought with me. So basically, the more friendship levels I get, the more of these combo cards I get, which are some of the most powerful cards in the game. I've also got an item called a targeting module that I'm bringing with me that helps you, basically it marks targets, which lets you basically play more cards in a given fight. So I've been forgetting to use it. It's actually the first item that I was ever given, and I keep forgetting to use it. Let's see if I remember to use it this time. All right, so this is the tactical game. I'm here to recover supplies. Okay, so this card is basically this is the game-winning card that they're handing me, but I can't use this until I've basically broken the protection that they're going to put on this thing.
Hydra is still attempting to smuggle artifacts right under our noses. Fortunately, we have a chance here to get a couple of them back.
All right, so what you're seeing there is,
grab those artifacts before they roll out.
First off,
Not be a problem.
this protector guy is standing in front of this, which means that I cannot use the match-winning card. It says that as long as the target is protected, has a guy like this in front of it, I can't go after it. So I have to take this guy down. This guy has 82 block, which is a ridiculously high amount of block. And if I could focus fire on him, but if I do focus fire just on him, I'm leaving a lot of guys out on the table who are going to damage me. And that could be a really big problem. Another thing you saw is these guys got given cards. If I defeat this guy, I get this card that gives us all +9 offense. If I defeat this guy, it gives us a card called Disabled Truck, which means that it basically removes my time limit, whatever time limit I might have. So that seems valuable. Another thing you'll notice on these guys is each of them has got an icon that says who they're going to attack. So this guy's going to attack Captain Marvel. This guy's going to attack Captain Marvel. This guy's attacking Nico. And this guy's attacking Blade. Finally, health bars. This guy's got a health bar. This guy's got a health bar. That means that they got to take a bunch of hits before they'll die. This guy's got no health bar. And this guy's got no health bar. These guys are a lot like the zombies in XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, which is if you kill them the right way, you get your actions back. So you can knock out a bunch of them if you want. Let's see if we've got what it takes to do that. Actually, oh, I do. I've got quick jab and quick strike. These are quick abilities. A quick ability means that if you kill someone with it, or KO someone with it, no one kills anyone in this game. If you KO someone with it, then you get your action back. As you can see in the bottom of the screen there, it says I have 3 card plays. So no matter how many characters I've got, I can only play 3 cards, which means if characters get KO'd, it's fine. I can still take 3 actions. I'm not as hindered as you imagine I might be in an XCOM game losing a character. And so I only get to play 3 cards. But if I play these 2 cards and take guys out with them, that means that I get something back. So let's just use these 2 quick strikes on these 2 Mook characters. So I'm going to select, let's select Blade's quick strike and use it on him. So Blade repositions to get within range and shoots the guy. He does this automatically. You don't choose where Blade goes. You see a little preview of where Blade goes. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Quick jab. Okay, so yeah. So then we're going to choose Captain Marvel's ability and target this guy. You notice I get a little green marker that says this is where Captain Marvel is going to physically go in order to do this attack, in case that affects choices I want to make later, because positioning actually really does matter. But I don't get to choose where she moves to. I only actually get one. You see down below, it says I have 1 move. I only get to do 1 explicit move. Every other move my characters do are tied into their attacks. So let's have her attack this guy.
Never seen that before.
And so I just took 2 attacks off the table, which means that's 2 bits of damage I'm not going to take now. But I still get to make 3 attacks. And each of them also added a little orange pip to my hero counter down there. And so that counter is what unlocks these abilities that have a cost at the top. Those little orange costs, those get unlocked by that meter. And so now I can do Savage. Ooh, and this is a particularly good card. Savage it's a move by Blade that says if the target has block, it does 52 extra damage. That's insane. And usually that means it does nothing, because most characters don't have block. But there's one particular character who does have block, which is this guy right here. So I'm going to use that on him. And I did a bunch of extra damage. I took down all 82 of his block, plus 9 regular damage. And so that means I can recover some supplies now. In fact, I've got 2 card plays left. And yeah, so let's just do this. So Blade's going to run in here. He's going to grab those supplies. So I got some intel, which is great. That did cost me a card play, though, so I've only got 1 more card that I can play. And I don't have enough heroism to do Fist of Radiance. I'm going to have to save that for later. Luckily, you don't discard your hand at the end of a turn. So I'm going to hold on to this for the next round. What I can do is either 1 step ahead, which will draw a bunch of Captain Marvel cards that I won't be able to use, and give me a little bit of heroism. Or I could use Witchfire, which gives me a tiny bit of heroism, and it damages a random enemy. And if it KOs that enemy, it lets me fire it again. So unfortunately, the enemies on the field right now, they all have more than 48 health. And so if I do 48 damage to them, it's only going to happen once. And so that feels like it wastes the potential of Witchfire. So I'm actually going to use 1 step ahead with my last card that I can play this round. She has now drawn extra cards, which is great. I can use these all later. These are all expensive freaking cards. So I only have, but I also gained 2 of that hero resource, that orange resource at the bottom. I get 2 of that now. If I had any card plays left, I could use Fist of Radiance now, but I can't because I'm out of card plays. However, there's another way to use that resource, which is environmental attacks. So for instance, these pallets, if I vault off these pallets and attack an enemy, I will do 60 damage to that enemy, which will not kill either of those guys. This, if I kick this into somebody's face, I do 20 damage, which again doesn't kill anybody. Okay, so I'm not going to kill anybody right now. Oh, I can toss this at someone too and do 20 damage. But I think this is actually pretty good. So I'm going to use this vault attack on this guy, take him down to almost no health. But in order to do it, you'll notice right now, if I interact with this, it has this little green arc that says I'm going to attack in this direction. If that happens to work because of Captain Marvel's positioning, that's great. But I'm actually going to have to use a move to reposition Captain Marvel. And so you can see that as she is moving around, these interactions that she can do with these items, they're also moving around. So I can sort of say, okay, if I want to be able to attack either of those guys, I can position her here. Or if I want to knock this pole down, I hadn't noticed the pole. If I want to knock this pole down across these two guys, and how much damage do I do with the pole? Hold on, show me the pole. 40 damage to both of these guys, as opposed to 60 damage just to him. So, I mean, 80 damage, and these two guys are probably going to both move next round. So this might be kind of a rare opportunity. I think I actually would rather take that thing down. So, you know what? I haven't really used Nico. If she does it right now, can she hit both? Not quite. She can't quite hit both. In fact, it might be, okay, it might actually be impossible to hit both. I think I have to get off of one in order to hit the other. That's kind of too bad. Okay, well, cool. Good to know. If they were lined up perfectly, that's what I would have done. But instead, let's see. So if Nico wants to jump off this without moving, she can still hit this guy. Okay, so we're going to go take that guy down.
Here's one for ya.
So yeah, did a bunch of damage. It did not quite take him out. But now she's positioned right in front of them, which doesn't change anything about what they're going to do to her. But now we're out of stuff we can do. We can do redraws if we wanted to get different cards, but I don't. So, we could also use. We could also use an item. You know what? We're gonna get reinforcements next turn. We're gonna have a lot of guys in the field. Let's actually use our item. So this is a targeting module, which basically applies the marked feature to a bunch of characters. Which means that if we kill them, okay, everybody's targeting Captain Marvel except for one guy. So that means if we kill them, we get our card play refunded. And so that means we can take out more guys in a round, and so that is going to be valuable. So yeah, let's use the use the targeting module, and then let's not have it be her. Let's do it to Captain Marvel. So everyone who's targeting Captain Marvel is up for getting marked. Unfortunately, it's this guy who's going to be the longest. He's going to take the longest to kill. That might have been wasted. Fine, whatever.
Hydra's in control of the situation.
Let's keep going. Okay, so that guy runs up and attacks her as predicted. He goes after Captain Marvel. The other guy is also going after Captain Marvel. And he just weakened her, which means she's going to do less damage next turn. And there's that guy. Wow. So usually you get reinforcements every turn, which means you have to really be taking guys out efficiently to stay ahead of it. Okay, so this guy is going to do a special area effect move next turn, so I got to get out of his radius. Captain Marvel would be KO'd by it. He's also going to KO his friend, though, so I kind of want to keep his friend there. Do I have a healing option here? It looks like I don't. I can recover the other supplies, though. Do I want to do that? Will I just win? If I could just grab the other supplies and win immediately, that sounds great. I kind of... Okay, I can definitely get out of this radius. And I can probably... Actually, let's... Okay, Photon Beam. That is a line-shaped attack. I could probably use to do a bunch of damage, except that Captain Marvel's also weakened. Yeah, so I'm in kind of a weakened state here where there's not a lot that I can do. Let's, I've got 2 Photon Beams, so let's redraw this Photon Beam. See what I get. Okay, I've got Lifesteal for Blade. So if Blade was the one who was in trouble health-wise, that would be very useful for him, but it's not. Yeah, let's get rid of the other Photon Beam. Don't need it right now. Make him bleed. So that's a blade ability that will give us some more like hero power or whatever that stuff's called, heroism, and also will set up enemies to bleed when he attacks them, and he'll draw some more cards. So that feels worthwhile. So let's do that with blade first. Oh, and he's leveled up, so that was definitely worthwhile. Now we draw 2 more blade cards, and so now blade can stake someone and do 67 damage. So this guy is going to kill his friend, so he's useful. I want to keep him around. That guy's got no health. This guy will be taken down with 67 damage. So let's use that move on him. These moves are great, by the way. The animations are great, and also the way the characters move around the battlefield is very, very smooth. There's so many games that have you sort of like moving characters around the battlefield in a way that, so like they're doing things, they're repositioning themselves automatically, and a lot of times that just doesn't work very well, or it feels very clunky. Your characters are taking, awkward routes or something like that. The characters are very efficient and clean with their movements in this game. It actually feels really good. You know what I just realized? I've got 2 characters in this radius. I had not been thinking about that. If I have 2 characters in this radius, I don't have enough moves to get them both out. That's problematic. Okay. So here's what I'm going to try. Because they're in kind of dire straits, I'm going to try using Recover Supplies. Not with Blade, but with Nico. Or actually, let's do it with Captain Marvel. I don't think this is going to move her to a place that's outside this radius, but just in case it does. Oh, it does! Okay, cool. So, recovering supplies will move her out. And if that... I'm not actually sure if that's going to end the mission. If it ends the mission, great, she's saved. If not, she's at least outside the radius. Okay, so she grabbed 22 credits. Oh, okay, yeah, so that does complete the objective, but I have to still defeat the remaining enemies. Okay. Unfortunately, I think she's about to get KO'd. I don't, because even though she's missing this guy's going to kill his friend. This guy is still going to attack her, and this guy's also going to attack her. So she's screwed. Now, I'm out of card plays. One thing that I could still do though is Nico can use that last bit of heroism to grab this thing and throw it at this guy, which will prevent 1 attack against Captain Marvel, and it will also get her out of that explosion radius. Because you can see her green marker up there. So let's do that at least.
Here we go.
So she KOs that dude. But now that is basically everything I can do. I mean, I could move somebody, but nobody's in a position that they need to move out of. So what's going to happen next turn is I hope this guy gets killed first before he has a chance to act. However, this guy is going to go after Captain Marvel. He's going to KO Captain Marvel. So that's actually not too bad. We can see what KOing a character looks like.
Never surrender.
So yeah, he KO'd his own friend. That's great. That guy runs around. He whips Captain Marvel and KOs her.
Hey, one of ours needs help.
All right, so what that does is she's down, but there's a revive card that spawns in my hand. So if I can get my heroism up to 2 and spend a card play, I can bring back Captain Marvel at half health. You can do that, I think at this difficulty level, I think you can do that twice a mission. So, and as you go up the difficulty levels, your ability to do that goes down. So I need to earn some heroism. So I get some heroism from this. But I think that... Oh, and Relentless also gives me heroism. So let's use Witchfire first because it's random and we can see what it does. So she targets somebody random. Let's see who it is. That guy. Good. I was hoping it would be that guy because he's got the most health, and so we want to double up on him.
Maybe you should teach me that one.
So that gave me 1 heroism. Now, Blade, if that target was already damaged this turn, he does an extra 45 damage and applies bleed. So still not enough to take him down in 1 hit, but the bleed might finish him off. So let's use that.
It's weirdos like these that give people like us a bad reputation.
So now he's down to 9. I think Bleed is going to take him the rest of the way out. And I've got one more card play that I can use. And so I'm going to use that to revive Captain Marvel. And nobody's targeting her, so she's going to be fine. Oh, that was I forgot that was a free card. It doesn't actually cost me a card play. So that means I could either use Offensive Rush to increase everybody's offense, or I could actually try to get rid of one of these cards and replace it with something new. Stake is expensive, but it's also... Yeah, we're going to need a lot to take this guy down. You know what? Let's just do Offensive Rush for now. So everybody gains offense, which I think will increase the damage of all their cards. Let's look at that and see. Yeah, so Stake went from 60 to 78, for instance. So if I had done the math well at the beginning, I actually could have had this guy already dead, because I could have done that early on. But I forgot that the revive card was free and didn't cost a card play, and so I thought that I knew the number of cards I could play. Actually, I could play 4 cards instead of 3, and so I could have played that one early and gotten the benefit at the beginning of the round. So little regret there, but otherwise I think we're fine.
I'll handle it.
So he's gonna try to whoop Blade, and he made Blade vulnerable, which means the next attack on Blade does more damage than usual, and now he's stunned. That means I can't use Blade or any of Blade's cards this turn. But that guy just bled to death, so great.
You're wasting your time, but whatever.
Okay, so I had thought maybe I could use this hero combo, but unfortunately this is involving Blade, so I can't. What can I do, though? So she's got... Okay, I can make all of my hero cards cheap, or I can... Oh, I can stun a guy and damage a random enemy, which will undo stunning. So let's damage this guy. He's the only guy, so random targeting doesn't really make a difference. Does that undo his attack? It does not. Okay, what about stunning him? Can I stun the dude? So she automatically gets out of the radius when she's positioning for her attack, and now she's stunned the guy, so now he's not going to attack.
War crimes. Huh. You guys might be accessories, you know.
And then I could do Fists of Radiance on him. You know what? I can do Fists of Radiance on him and take him really far down. Except, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to end the turn right now because I want to end this on a hero combo. Let's see if I can... So, let's get Blade back. So I needed Blade and Captain Marvel together to do the hero combo. And I also need enough heroism. I need 2 more heroism. Or... Okay, I don't have the cards to do 2 more heroism, but I do have this Empower card from Nico that will change all the heroic cards to cost 0. So that's what I'll do. We'll play this card. And this is totally unnecessary to do this way, but I just decided I wanted to end with a flourish. So all of these cards now cost 0. So we're going to do our hero combo attack. I've never actually seen Marvel and Blade do this together. So let's see what happens here. We get Dragon Ball Z power lines. And then Blade comes in and thwacks the heck out of him too. And it's absolutely overkill.
Good work.
Unnecessary. But it's fine. That's what superheroes are for. So, victory. Mission rating, 1 star. Because I lost a hero got knocked out. That's right. So, is that actually Nico Minoru's? Like, does she have her own comic line? Is that her logo? I don't even know. Anyway, so I had been debating whether I wanted an Intel cache or credits. Turns out, because that mission was hard and it had 2 supply caches, I got both. So that's great. Plus, I got plus 50 gloss, which is a thing I can tell you about in a bit. So we've been playing for nearly an hour now. Like, each day in this game is an hour of your life. But, well, part of it, it's going a little slower because I'm taking the time to try to explain everything. Okay, so now we're back at the Abbey, and now everyone is doing different things. one thing that you'll notice, okay, so I've got, okay, I've got opportunities to hang out with people, I think, is what this is. So let me, one thing I really want to point out, though, is the forge does not work at this time of day. Remember all that stuff that I did in the morning before my mission? The interact prompt for this is grayed out. I can't interact with it. Yay. Collectibles. So basically, I mean, this day really does have a routine. You got to do things at the right time of day. Because in the evening, nobody's working. Everybody's just lounging around. And this is the time when the only thing you can do is social stuff with the characters. So I could improve my friendship with Ghost Rider, with Blade, or was there somebody... I think there were 3. Was there somebody else? Oh, Captain Marvel. So Blade and Captain Marvel I already have good friendships with. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm friendship 1 with Blade, 1 with Captain Marvel, and 2 with Ghost Rider. So I needed the least with Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, Captain Marvel is injured because she was taken down in that combat, which means that she's going to spend 3 days... Oh, okay, so the specific injury she has is if she tries to do environment attacks, they're going to cost her more of that heroism resource. So she's a little less effective in combat, but not by a crippling amount. And it's going to take 3 days for her to recover from that. So, I don't know, I'm feeling compassionate towards her because of her injury. So why don't we go hang out with her? Oh, Captain Marvel, just work all the time.
Hey, Hunter.
Okay, so now I'm going to decide what I want to do with her. So she's a very sort of cocky, go-getter sort of type. I'm pretty sure that working out is something that she would appreciate. I'm not sure, though. Pool lounging worked with Tony Stark. Video games were great with Robbie Reyes, but they were sucky with Ileana Rasputin. Ileana Rasputin was like, video games are stupid. She likes important things. But let's try working out with Captain Marvel. Yeah, gotta spot me.
You have that I want to ask you something, but I'm not sure I should look on your face. Go on, ask.
What does it feel like to fly?
That's not it. You really wanted to ask if Captain Marvel can take you flying sometime.
So I get to decide which of these I want to actually say. No, I wasn't. No, I really wasn't. So yeah, I like this. So that's what I want. This is saying that is what I want, but I'm embarrassed to say it. And this is I really don't want it. Let's say that's what I want.
Oh, that would be wonderful, if you do not mind.
I'll put you down on the list. You are the last Midnight Sun to ask. I'm actually surprised Blade wants some airtime.
Why would that surprise you?
You know Blade. He prefers to be on level ground. It's hard to be on your guard when you're dangling from someone's arms.
I do not think he will mind.
And neither will I.
Okay.
It's rare that I have that much fun.
Oh, good. She liked the working out. That was great. And so we got a bunch of prizes for that, including some new outfits for me and a new outfit for her. Okay, awesome. So that was particularly meaningful.
That was a worthy hangout, Hunter.
Let me turn down their volume again.
Good exercise routine keeps the mind and body sharp. Thanks.
That was particularly meaningful because there's a sort of like undercurrent going of Blade's got a crush on Captain Marvel. And so I've already talked to Blade about that. And so when she was like, I was surprised that Blade wanted to fly with me. That's not his usual thing. And I'm like, oh, I think you should give Blade a chance. Like, that's me just sort of trying to play matchmaker with Captain Marvel and Blade. You wouldn't know that from the context, but because I've been getting involved with these characters, I know that. And it makes me, like, ooh, I get that sort of like childish giggly feeling from listening to that dialogue. Aged root beer? What? Okay, I've got a gift now. Cool. So yeah, there's still things that you can interact with and find in this abbey that I just haven't even tracked down yet. So let's look at the map, see if there's anybody else who wants to chat with me. It looks like not. So when you're sort of in the middle of the story and you're progressing things, oftentimes people will just pop up and want to talk to you all the time. But because I've actually been delaying the story a little bit so that I could do this stream, there's not as much going on, which is fine. Like this, I don't want to spoil the story for you. So I guess the last thing I'm going to show you is what Gloss is all about. So this is my closet. And I can... Ooh, what? Room upgrades? There's some new ones? Ooh, a regal fireplace. Or a weapons frame. Neat. Okay, so basically you can customize your bedroom, and you can also customize your character. And a lot of the rewards that they give you, I mean, they must have had costume artists working round the clock throughout development, coming up with the sheer number of outfits. A lot of the outfit variants are really just color changes, but there's a lot of outfits in this game. So for instance, I just unlocked a new Abby outfit for me, which is what I wear between missions. Where is it? Oh, it's the seafoam one. Okay, yeah, so it's like a seafoam colored tank top. That's kind of cool. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna buy this. So gloss is what is the resource right here that I spend on my cosmetics. So yeah, let's buy some the seafoam sleeveless shirt. And so now I've got a different tank top on, and whenever I sort of but when I go to bed, I'm gonna wake up and put on different clothes because that's how I want this to go. And then let's look at a room upgrade. So let's grab the that regal fireplace. Looked pretty cool. So let's do that. That's gonna make my room way more cozy. So now, look at that! I got a beautiful wooden fireplace. Okay, somebody's not thinking this through. Whatever, it's magic wood. It's fine. But then I'm not the only one who can get customization upgrades. Like Captain Marvel here, we just unlocked a customization for her. Oh yeah, so she doesn't have to wear her little star outfit all the time. We just unlocked this thing for her. I can also put her in a bomber jacket or this other thing. Let's give her the one that I just unlocked because it's the cheapest. So now Captain Marvel is going to be wearing that different outfit. Like, let me go. I'm pretty sure she just puts it on immediately when you change it. Let's see. Yep. So Captain Marvel is now dressed the way I want Captain Marvel to dress, which actually makes me sound like a creep when I say it that way. But you know what I mean. And then I've also got. Did I just get? I believe I. Oh yeah, I got new cards for these characters. So I got a new Winds of Watum. For Doctor Strange, but you know what? I already have 2 Winds of Watum. I don't want another one, and they've also both been fully upgraded. So I'm gonna salvage this and just get some attack essence for it, so I can upgrade another attack card later. And then similarly, Iron Man also got a new card. He got Heads Up. He's already got a Heads Up, but now he's got a second one, and this will cost. Oh, so I could probably upgrade it in the yard. I could use that to upgrade that card in the yard, except that I don't know if I've got enough resources for it. But, oh, there we go. We can put him in an Avengers t-shirt if we want to, Tony. Or, we've got over here on the right side, and you can't really see this with my head in the way, we've got alternate color schemes for him too. So I can like put him in this cherry red color instead of the usual bright red. Go cherry red. Or we could go like whatever, the silver suit. I kind of like this deeper red, so let's give him that deeper red. And now I'm getting a little bit low on gloss, so I should quit doing that. But another thing, like, so I just realized that, oh yeah, I kind of, if I've got enough skill essence, I'd like to upgrade that card of Tony's, except I can't. It's nighttime. We're not working right now. We're resting. So I love this game's advocacy for having a work-life balance. It's really nice. So, here we go. Oh, actually, one last thing I want to show you. No, it's the other direction. Fully half of the length of the Abbey is these rooms. I'm pretty sure that this is the number of heroes I will eventually unlock. I think each of these rooms belongs to someone. Oh yeah, you can see, like, oh yeah, there's Blade's room. There's Iron Man's room. There's Captain Marvel's room. And so, like, for instance, Spider-Man is a latecomer. Oh, faded journal page. Collectibles. Whatever, I'll read it later. Ooh. Tarot cards, another collectible. This one is Thor, the strongest Avenger. And then, like Spider-Man joined us, and so he got his own bedroom. So sometimes, if a character wants to talk to me, they'll be in their room, and you can go see their room and talk to them in their room. But this is nice because it gives me a little preview of how many characters I should expect to unlock over the course of the game. But anyway, we've been playing this for over an hour. It is time. It is time for the hunter to go to bed. So that's it. That is a day in the life of the hunter. And so now she wakes up in the next morning. You see the sun has come up. That's her grave, by the way, her mausoleum. And she's got a different outfit on. She's fresh, smelling good, and ready to get back to it. And oh, hey, in the morning, this is one more thing I didn't actually get to show you at the beginning, which is Super Link. So not only do characters want to talk to you in person, they've actually got the superhero version of Slack here. So like characters can make these like public posts and get into discussions about things. And Carol just sent me a message. She says, I bet you make a fine Avenger Hunter, maybe one day. It's time for a rematch. This time, my weapon of choice is a controller. You in? So she's inviting me to play video games. Oh, because I probably leveled up our friendship. That's probably why. So let's accept this real quick.
No. How can this be? You have vanquished me once again.
This is the life. Kicking it with the legendary hunter. And kicking said legendary hunter's ass at a fighting game.
Okay, so... Oh, this is a mechanic I haven't talked about, actually. This little dark icon next to this dialogue means that I'm proceeding down the darker path. So this game has got sort of a morality system where you can make these like white choices and black choices to be like a light sort of hero or a dark sort of anti-hero. But both of them, you are a hero. Like, they actually put a lot of work into not having one of them be like selfish and alienating everyone and exploiting people. Like, it's not, you're not a bad guy. You are a person who is very direct, pragmatic, but still, you know, wants to accomplish good things and wants to help their friends. And so you never have to feel guilty or feel like you're undermining the game or undermining something important by choosing the dark choices. The dark choices really, they have more to do with sort of your attitude and whether other characters like you. So, for instance, I think Captain Marvel, tends to like light choices. So I think if I make a dark choice, there's a decent chance that she won't react well to it. I'm going to choose it, though. Let's just see what happens.
This is an outrage. I demand a rematch.
Are you sure? I've already beaten you twice.
3 out of 5.
You realize that you'll need to win the next 3 matches to beat me.
Just press that forsaken restart button already.
Okay, but I'm not going easy on you, Hunter. You're way too good for that.
Oh, I'm good now, huh?
Yeah, just not at this game.
See, I love that. That was just a well-written interaction. It was great. And now, so my friendship level went up with her, and I also just unlocked a new palette for her outfit, and then we got a common passive, which is on KO, 10% chance to gain 1 counter. Okay, interesting. Now, is that a thing that I've just unlocked for myself? Let me have a look. So this is a passive. Okay, so I think that it might be Captain Marvel got the passive. Let's have a look at Captain Marvel. Okay, yeah, so she just unlocked this passive benefit, which is if she gets KO'd again, like she did in the last battle, she'll come back with 1 counter, which is it's a stat on a character that basically makes it so that if they get attacked, they attack back for a turn, basically. So, limit 1 per turn. Okay, yeah, so there you go. But then I also got a new color scheme. Oh, I like that. A new color scheme for her combat suit. You know what? We're using that. We're putting on that color scheme. Okay, anyway, I meant to end the stream at this point, but I just like... I'm having such a blast with this game. I really hope that my enthusiasm for this is infectious. Oh, hey, Sunny Games, you just showed up. Hi. I think you probably showed up like 10 minutes ago and I didn't notice. Sorry about that. But anyway, this game is really just sort of blowing my mind. It is much better than it should be. Like, if you just describe the features of this game and the structure of this game, it sounds to me like a game I should not like. And yet I like every part of it. because they've just put it together so well. Like so much of making a game good is execution, and this is a game where they took a potentially very sort of like risky structure to build the game on, and then they just nailed it through execution. And so I love this game. I'm gonna be playing the crap out of this game for the next little while. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it again, just because I think I've given you sort of a full view of what the experience of playing this game is like. And so I think you know what you need to know to decide if you want to go out and grab it. So feel free to do so if you're so inclined. And, Mad Gerard just showed up and said hi and then bye again real fast. I guess because they picked up on the fact that I'm probably going to be done with this episode. So, anyway, yeah, it has been over an hour. I should go and maybe see what is going on with the dinner situation tonight. So, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm going to stick a button there later on, once this is on YouTube. And I'll stick links to other games over here. Maybe some links to Firaxis games that I've played, or tactical games, or card games. I don't know what I'm going to link to. It's a mystery.